Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, wave. Wave. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning. Well, welcome to Unity of Charlottesville. I'm so very happy to see all of you and to know that we are together and we are Zooming. We are Zooming together. And I'm so grateful. This is the beginning day of a wonderful series that we're starting. And I know it's going to be very important and meaningful for all of us. I just want to let you know, if you are having any difficulty whatsoever technically, we have an incredible team on board. And I'll ask for the slide to come up so you can see who they are. Can we have the slide for any technical difficulties? Thank you. Okay, look at that kitty cat. Oh. Well, you can get email help right away at unityofcharlottesville@gmail.com. And we have an incredible team on board today. We have Aisha and Mark, Bob Butts, Ann Barkley, and John Salidas. So they are ready and willing and able to help you in whatever way you need. We're very grateful to them. And the next slide, please. Okay. Now, a little bit of protocol is what we're talking about here because we've had some comments. Now, you know what those black marks are, those boxes on top? That's when somebody comes on, that little black mark comes up. So another person's coming in, which is a good thing. So out of respect for others, we ask that you stay muted during the whole service, except during special designated discussions. The virtual fellowship that we have every morning, every Sunday morning from 10:10 to 10:20 is just a lot of fun. You're welcome to come on and greet each other and see how everybody's doing. We got some wonderful updates from several of the people. And also, we're asking that you refrain from using the chat box only during the prayers, meditation, and the message. We love it when you chat. And, you know, you've been so gracious and so loving. A lot of people have said how much they enjoyed the music or the message or whatever. That's fine. Just during those particular times, please don't do the chat box. But any other time is absolutely fine. So we want to now come together in prayer and just allow yourself now to center within, to breathe more deeply, and to feel into the space of your heart. For we know that as we do that, we are absolutely connected with each other. We are connected with all of life, and we are most connected with spirit that lives in and as and through us. So you can feel into that heart space now. You can feel the warmth of it, the beat of your heart, perhaps, the energy of that space that radiates from your heart to your entire being and beyond. And we allow ourselves now to connect with each other through our heart space, knowing that there is no distance in spirit, that we are all one and we are connected. And in this prayer, we send forth our prayers for all of the people who may be in the path of this, what is now called a tropical storm. And together we see it as just moving away from the land, going back out to the sea. And all the people, whether it's through the rain or the waves or whatever, are safe from this storm, whatever category it is. And we see it continuing to be a tropical storm not a hurricane, and just moving gently, gently out into the sea. We can visualize that together and know that all are safe on the coastal areas of America today and for the next few days. We are so grateful to have this community of love and of light. Unity is a space of love and light, and we dwell in and as that love and light as well. And we open our hearts and our minds now to this wonderful time together, this wonderful service. And let us conclude our prayer by remembering and affirming our statement of faith. Together, please. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Rhonda. Fabulous. Johnny and Blair, thank you so much. Wonderful. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Charlottesville's virtual service. And it's so exciting to have all of you here. And I know Carol is actually in her car driving south. So, the potential of this virtual stuff is just really amazing. It's unlimited. I want to show you what it takes to actually make this service go this morning. I'm going to swing my little camera around, see if you can see what's going on there. Nope, that's wrong. Yeah, there you go. Can you see those guys? We have Mark and Aisha and Bob and John on 4 different computers to make this thing work. So we want to just really thank them for being here and doing that this morning. And also we have some birthdays today. Mark's birthday is today. He's 14, and Denise Ferguson's birthday is also today, so we want to wish you just a very happy birthday, and anybody else who has birthdays that we don't know about. So, Unity of Charlottesville. Patricia, you wanting to say something? You want to sing? What? Oh, wave! We want to wave everybody. Happy birthday!
This is all August birthdays.
Oh, all August birthdays.
August birthdays.
Anybody else have an August birthday?
You're all on gallery view, so raise your hand if you're an August baby. Do we see any August babies? Or adults? Oh, Kate is an August gal. Right? August 15th, if I recall. Yay, Kate. And who else? Mark, of course. Yes.
I think that's it for now. And Denise.
That's everybody. Okay.
Yeah, so we wish you
happy birthday to August people. Okay. Go ahead, Don.
All righty. So we just want to welcome all of you. And as you know, I see mostly familiar faces, but for those watching online on Facebook or on our website, Unity is a place that welcomes people of all faiths, all traditions, all cultures, race, creed, sexual orientation, gender identity. Everyone is welcome here. So we do have a mission statement, and I'm going to put a slide up here and we can say that together. So together, Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world, and that we do.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need. Peace gives my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Oh, thank you guys. That's fabulous. So, a mother is walking with her son along the shore, enjoying the sounds and smells of the ocean, and suddenly, without warning, a huge wave comes in and washes the boy out to sea. Now, the mother screams, but no one is nearby and she can't swim. So she sees her son's head bobbing up and down as he cries for help and moves further and further out from shore. And desperate, the mother sinks to her knees in the sand and she pleads with God for mercy. And she swears that she'll devote herself to good causes and give money to charity and be faithful in attending church if only God will spare her only child. And suddenly, this huge wave crashes in and deposits her son, wet but unhurt, on the sand right in front of her. The boy's mother lifts her face to the heavens and she extends both arms and she cries out, "He had a hat." Oh well, there's a failed laugh track. Oh my gosh. All right. What happened here? Uh-oh. So I love this story because, in this story, we're expecting the mother to give thanks to God for saving her child. But instead, we find out that God saving her child isn't enough. She wants more. She wants his hat back, too. And I think human beings are like that. I think it's natural for us to want more and more and more. We want more happiness. We want more money. We want more spiritual understanding, more enlightenment, more fulfilling relationships, and certainly more health. And this worldwide pandemic that we're experiencing unavoidably confronts us with questions about healing and wholeness. So we're in a world that, at least for now, shows the pandemic worsening in many places, the number of COVID cases increasing, the number of deaths increasing, and just a glimmer of hope with new vaccines and treatments on the horizon. And we can't escape the daily tallies if we watch the news, or worse than that, knowing that we or someone that we love might be at risk with the virus. And so today, as Patricia said, we're beginning a new 7-week series called Healing and Wholeness. And we'll be devoting our Sunday lessons for the next 7 weeks to many different areas around this topic of healing and wholeness. And so today is about your source of healing. And the next week, the title is Can Death Heal? And then the power of thought. And then your body hears every word. And then why isn't it working? And then deep prayer. And then creating our future selves. So that's kind of where we'll be going for these next 7 weeks. And for those who are interested, this Wednesday, Patricia and I will also be beginning a brand new 6-week Zoom online class entitled Healing and Wholeness, to delve more deeply, even more deeply, into the exploration of the spiritual principles underlying healing and wholeness, and expanding on some of the themes that we only have a few minutes to talk about in Sunday mornings. So if you're interested in that, participating, the Wednesdays from 10 to 12, and also Wednesday evenings from 7:15 to 9:15. And you can go to our Unity website, unitycharlottesville.org, and you can register, or you can call the church office or email the church office. Now, I have to confess to you up front that for me personally, this is one of the most difficult topics of study in New Thought. because it really forces us to look at what we believe about God and how we understand and apply the things that we've been learning and teaching in Unity, which we consider to be universal truth principles. You know, it's fine to affirm that we're healthy and strong and that our immune systems are healthy and strong and that we and those we love are protected from coronavirus. And it's fine to affirm that God's in charge, that we're not afraid, that God will protect us, that God's will be done, that there's a divine plan to all of this. But I want to share with you that I've been studying these Unity principles for 35 years, and these questions about what healing is and how it works are sometimes daunting and even full of more questions. And I think that's because no matter how much faith you have, or how disciplined you are in the practice of truth principles, it sometimes feels that in the area of healing, there's a disconnect. And what I mean by that is that you can feel that you're doing everything right and then get sick. Or you can feel that a loved one or a friend is doing everything right and they get sick. So I've been a Unity minister now for 20 years, and I've seen many people who experienced healings that seem to be miraculous and unexpected. And I've seen many people that didn't heal, at least in the way that they wanted to, in the way they pictured. And we'll be talking on another Sunday about the difference between being healed and being cured. Now, as you know, I had a mild heart attack 4 years ago. And prior to that, I thought I was doing everything right. There was no pre-existing condition there. I wasn't smoking or drinking. I didn't eat red meat. I was meditating 2 hours a day. I was eating relatively well. Exercise could have been better. I admit I was working way too many hours. My personal belief is that meditation saved my life that day. And my faith and my practice of Unity teachings facilitated my healing. But that didn't stop the heart attack or 23 days in the hospital or all the subsequent pain and rehab. So if we're to delve deeply into the nature of healing and wholeness, we're going to have to look at our beliefs. What do we believe about God? What do we believe about ourselves? What do we believe about healing? What do we believe about the principles that we call universal truths? And I want to begin with a quote from Myrtle Fillmore, Unity's co-founder. This is from Myrtle Fillmore's healing letter. So Bob, if we could have the, how am I going to do this? Let me see. Hold on a moment, technical issue here. So Myrtle writes, "There is no such thing as a disease or incurable condition. These activities, weaknesses, or abnormalities to which the medical profession gives name are but the efforts of the God-given inner intelligence to deal with conditions that the individual has produced by his failure to understand the truth and to recognize himself as the perfect child of God and to live by the divine law of life. Anything that does not measure up to the Christ pattern of perfection can be changed. Anything that the ideas of God mind expressing in the mind of man have not produced can be dissolved into the original nothingness by the understanding application of the power of spiritual thought and the resultant spiritual action." And it goes on to say that doctors, of course, judge by appearances, founding their opinions upon the study of effects and drawing their conclusions from the outworking of mistakes the patients have made. But then Myrtle says that no one who has awakened spiritually and is seeing his or her threefold being in the light of truth, and here she's talking about the metaphysical trinity of mind, body, and spirit. She says that anybody who's awakened spiritually would not speak of disease as something of itself. So when someone comes to us who has had a doctor diagnose the illness, we ask him to turn from the doctor's opinions and verdict and cease to think of the name he gave to the condition that existed at the time of the examination and treatment. we ask him to cast out the assumption that this condition would not be changed and done away with, just as one would refuse to hold to and to think of some unworthy and untrue thing that he might have spoken as he walked down the street. So Bob, you can go to the blank slide. Come back to me. So what do you think about this? Do you think about yourself or a loved one who is sick or not healing as a failure? That's really an interesting thought, because Myrtle said that failure is threefold. She said failure is failing to understand the truth, number one. Number two, not recognizing yourself as the perfect child of God. And number three, not living by the divine law of life. Now, this isn't about shame or shaming ourselves. It's really about the aspiration to attune ourselves to divine law. And so in a different writing, Myrtle says that none of us has learned to abide in Christ consciousness continuously. But the times that we do rise into it keep us growing and overcoming and establishing more and more of its truth in our life. And so she writes, and this is the next slide if we can have it, Bob. No, it's one back from that. You have to go back. There you go. She writes that if you would know the perfect relation of all things in the universe, cultivate the soul. Cultivate the soul. It is intelligence itself and will reveal to you in the silence of meditation glories and beauties of which you have not dreamed. It will show you that your supposed condition of sickness is simply a false adjustment of thought. And if you listen to its promptings, it will bring you health and harmony in all of your relations. So there's a concept that your supposed condition of sickness is simply a false adjustment of thought, which means that to remedy a condition of sickness, we need a corrected adjustment of thought. And so I want to show you a clip from the movie Doctor Strange about someone who questions the power of belief. And Bob, I might have put this out of order, that slide. So just to set this up, Dr. Stephen Strange is a highly accomplished and very arrogant surgeon who gets into a terrible car accident, and he damages the nerves in both of his hands so that he can't practice medicine anymore. And so he sets out on a search to find a cure, and he winds up in Kathmandu, Nepal, where he meets a guru called the Ancient One. And so, Bob, if we could go to that movie, and you might have to fast forward a little bit.
I spent my last dollar getting here. One-way ticket, and you're talking to me about healing through belief.
You're a man looking at the world through a keyhole, and you've spent your whole life trying to widen that keyhole, to see more, to know more. And now, on hearing that it can be widened in ways you can't imagine, you reject the possibility.
No, I reject it because I do not believe in fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief. There is no such thing as spirit. We are made of matter and nothing more. You're just another tiny, momentary speck within an indifferent universe.
You think too little of yourself.
Oh, you think you see through me, do you? Well, you don't. But I see through you. Do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
I love that. Very cool. So, oops, I have to do that. There we go. So, what just happened to Stephen Strange is that he was forced to examine his entire belief system, everything he knew, everything he thought he knew, in just an instant. Just an instant. And did you know that in most cases, the beginnings of the New Thought movement began with the healing crisis of its founders? This was true for Mary Baker Eddy, who founded Christian Science. It was true for Melinda Kramer and Nona Brooks, who created the Church of Divine Science. And of course, it was true for Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. Myrtle with what was thought to be incurable tuberculosis, Charles Fillmore with a withered leg. Their healing experiences prompted radical changes in their belief systems, with insights into the source of healing that we'll be exploring in this 7-week series. And so the question before us is, what is the source of healing? What is the source of healing? We could say it's God, the God of your understanding, or what the Fillmores and other New Thought pioneers called God-mind. Because the foundational New Thought teaching is that we're created in the image and likeness of God. And so Charles Fillmore writes in his book, Christian Healing, that this perfect idea of God-man is your true self. God-mind is, under the law of thought, constantly seeking to release its perfection in you. It is your spirit. And when you ask for its guidance and place yourself by prayer and affirmation in mental touch with it, there is a great increase in its manifestation in your life. It has back of it all the powers of being, and there is nothing that it cannot do if you give it full sway and make your thoughts strong enough to express the great forces that it's seeking to express in you. So, we are the perfect idea of God, in God-mind, the perfect template or the perfect pattern, creating by our thoughts and beliefs and bringing into manifestation that which we hold in mind. Which means that if we want to be healed, we must see ourselves as healed and whole. We must, in Myrtle's words, adjust our thoughts, but not just our thoughts, our actions too. You know, it wouldn't have done me very good to be diagnosed with a heart condition and keep on eating deep fried food, for example, right? You have to adjust your actions. So we have Jesus as a wonderful example of this. You know, when someone came to Jesus for healing, he didn't ask what medications they were taking or what their family history was or how long they'd been experiencing their symptoms or were they allergic to anything or whether they'd been exposed to COVID. No, he saw them healed and whole, period, full stop. But as I said earlier, this isn't always our experience because we don't have the consciousness of Jesus, most of us, yet. We're heading in that direction, but not yet. And so I think it's really important, actually, I think it's vitally and crucially and critically important to recognize that when we speak about the principles of healing, we are talking in the absolute. We are talking about absolute truth, something to aspire to, something to aspire to align ourselves with, kind of like the principles of mathematics. They don't change, you know, 2 + 2 = 4, whether you're on Earth or on Mars. So that's what absolute principle is. So our spiritual journey is about striving to be more aligned with the principles of divine law as cognized and taught by the great masters of every spiritual tradition. And then we practically apply in daily life, not always the easy of pursuits. In fact, I think it's quite a difficult pursuit, at least for me. You know, we can observe a cut or a wound on our finger that seems to miraculously heal itself and know that underlying that process is the body's intelligence at work, infinite intelligence at work. We can believe it or we cannot believe it, but the cut will still heal, provided that we take care of it and keep it clean. But we also know that our attitudes and our beliefs and our prayers can affect and facilitate the healing. So our thoughts, our belief, our faith matter. They have power, including the power to heal. Now, in Myrtle Fillmore's writings, we can identify 5 steps of healing that are applicable to our own healing, I think. And this is from Unity Minister Reverend Ellen Davenport. I want to give her credit for this idea, that there are 5 steps of healing according to Myrtle. The first step is to know the truth of you. That means that we have to accept our God-given perfection. We have to fix and focus our undivided attention upon the Creator's perfect plan, to see ourselves as God sees us, heal and hold, and to see others, if we're praying for others, as God sees them, healed and whole, and then to adjust our mind to this larger truth. The second step is to notice your thoughts and actions. Notice what you're noticing. And that means prayerfully considering all of your living habits. It's not enough just to think good thoughts. You have to take positive, constructive action. You have to know the truth of you. You might need to look into subconscious memories even that you're carrying from the past and let go of those things which no longer serve you. So noticing what you're noticing. Step 3 is to use your creative power. You know, as co-creator with God, you have the power to change conditions. And so pay close attention to what you're thinking and focus on that part of you, that higher self, the Christ mind of you, the impulses of the soul, as Myrtle called it. Look beyond outer appearances, because the impulses of your soul are evolutionary drivers. Step 4 is to know that health is your natural state, which means giving up the idea that disease is real. You know, if you're sick, look to see if you're off track in consciousness, off track in your behavior and attitudes and beliefs. Exercise faith in health as the one presence, one power within you, because you are the expression of the perfect pattern of health that God is in God mind. And then affirm that divine life flows in and through you. And step 5 is to realize oneness. Because if you know who you truly are, if your conviction in the power of divine oneness strengthens you spiritually, then you realize that you live within the great whole of one presence, one power, the great whole of absolute good, and that in absolute truth, healing and wholeness are who and what you are. So those 5 things: know the truth of you. Number 2, notice your thoughts and actions. Number 3, use your creative power. Number 4, know that health is your natural state. And number 5, realize oneness. This is what we aspire to. This is what we move to. This is why we meditate, why we practice our affirmations and denials, why we focus on what we're thinking. This is why we do it, to move in that direction of wholeness. And so I want to close with an excerpt from a poem by John Donahue entitled "To Bless the Space Between Us." And it seems very appropriate as I found it. It seemed very appropriate to me in this time of lockdowns and social distancing and quarantining. This is his poem. This is the time to be slow. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. Try as best you can not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape your heart of all sense of yourself and your hesitant light. If you remain generous, time will come good, and you will find your feet again on fresh pastures of promise, where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning. So let's prepare for meditation, and I'm going to turn this over to Patricia.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Don, very much for that heartfelt thoughts and your message to us. As we are preparing for meditation, I want you to know this will be actually a doing meditation if you so choose. I'm going to explain it first, then we'll hear Blair's beautiful meditation music, and then we will actually do the meditation. So this meditation is something that we actually have done before in church when we were in the sanctuary. And it's based on the fact that we all have healing energy within us. Many of you already are energy workers. I know there's a lot of Reiki people and other energy workers, body workers that are in our community. And what we know is that the spirit within us can move through our bodies, through our hands, directing the energy to another person or to ourselves as well. So what I'm going to invite you to do is we're going to, after the song, we'll all stand if you can. If it's uncomfortable or you can't do that, you can do this sitting as well. But I find that standing allows the energy to flow more unimpeded. So we'll stand together and we'll do a very simple move, which is bringing our hands, and I'll a little bit hard to show you, but you'll start with your hands open. You'll bring them up around the sides, bring them to the top over your head, and then like you have a ball in your hands, just let them come down the front of your body. And we will do that a number of times, feeling the energy flowing down. And bit by bit, I believe that you will be able to feel the energy from yourself flowing into your hands. After a while of doing that, I'll have you sit and then place these hands that are very full of energy wherever you want healing in your body. It might be a shoulder, an elbow, whatever it is, your eyes, your heart, your stomach, wherever is appropriate for you. So that's what this is based on. And we know that it is not I, but it is the Christ within that does the work, that does the energy movement, that does the healing. So I'd like us now to listen to Blair's beautiful music, and then we will go into this physical meditation.
Let the river of my worship
All right. If you're ready now, allow yourself to stand if that feels good to you, or if it's uncomfortable, you can remain seated. And as you are standing, you can just close your eyes and feel the energy going down from your feet. Feel your feet planted on the floor and imagine that the energy of your feet are going down through the floor, down into actually the earth below you, and moving down all the way down through the earth, creating roots going down all the way down to the center of the earth, and finding a big boulder and just allowing your roots to wrap around that boulder so that you are very, very grounded. You feel that energy coming up from the earth through all of those roots that you've created, imagining them being filled with the earth energy coming up through the roots all the way up to the top of the ground and now into the bottom of your feet. You're feeling that beautiful earth energy moving up through your feet, through your legs, all the way up through your torso, into your chest and neck and head, and down your arms, into your hands. Feeling this beautiful flow, flowing from the earth up through your entire being into your hands. And likewise, the top of your head is now open to the energy of the sky. Feeling the energy of the sun and the rain and the moon and all that is in the sky flowing down into the top of your head. All of that beautiful light energy flowing down into your head and neck, and at the same time going through your torso all the way down to your feet, going down from your shoulders into your hands. So you are at the epicenter of the earth energy as well as the heavenly energy flowing from either end through your body, down your arms into your hands. Just be with that flow, flowing within you for a moment. And you might be aware of a tingling in your hands or in your body from the feeling of all of this energy flowing in you. And now with soft focus, just to get you started, if you look at me, you begin to bring your arms up with your hands cupped, moving your hands above your head all the way up so that they become like a ball, and then moving them down the front of your body, moving that energy, flowing it all the way down. With breath, breathing in as you lift your arms, feeling the weight of the ball in your hand, and then flowing down in the front of your body, feeling that energy flowing down the front of your body. Continue to do this, and you can close your eyes if you want, breathing in, lifting your arms, and exhaling as they come down the front of your body. Once again, inhaling, lifting your arms, and exhaling, allowing the hands to come down the front of the body, never touching the hands to each other, just feeling that there is an imaginary ball that you're holding in your hands, inhaling and exhaling. And again, inhaling, exhaling down the front of your body. And while you are doing this, be aware of the energy in your hands that is getting more and more dense. Exhaling down the front of your body. And once again, inhale your arms up. And exhale down, 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 down. Just stand for a moment with your eyes closed and feel the energy that is in your hands as well as throughout your body. And very gently, I invite you to sit now. And place your hands on whatever part of your body that you feel needs healing, wherever it's appropriate. And just allow yourself to breathe, feeling that flow from your hands, from the energy that you co-created, flowing into that part of your being, into that part of your body, bringing healing energy, light energy from the heavens, grounded earth energy from the earth, and all of the Christ energy within you, mixed together, flowing now, unimpeded. And be with that for a few moments in the silence. In the silence. We all know that we have healing energy within us. We are tapping into it now, expanding its energy, its scope. And we are so grateful to know that health, total health, is our natural, normal way of being. And we are grateful for this wonderful energy that we have helped to co-create and move so beautifully into various parts of our being. May the healing process that is started now continue to unfold over time, for we have put the wheels in motion and we know that healing is assured. And so I invite you to release your hands now if that feels good to you. Simply breathe more deeply now and begin to return your consciousness to your time and place. Breathing and stretching, perhaps, being fully back and fully present where you are. And when you are ready, simply open your eyes, fully refreshed, renewed again. All right. Looks like you're all back. Wonderful. Do know that you can do that again anytime that you wish, and it will re-energize your being and flow more easily to the places that are wanting more flow. Thank you. Amen. Well, we can move now into our next slide. Thank you. As you know, we are on an exploration. We are in the 2020 Unexpected Income Program. Many of us have agreed to join from June 12th to September 6th. And the challenge is that you are willing to receive unexpected income. Now, this could be finding a quarter on the street or $20 or a tax refund that you didn't know you were getting or whatever, unexpected income. And being part of this group, you have agreed then to tithe 10% of any unexpected income to Unity. And we, of course, are praying this very powerful prayer every morning and every evening, the whole group of us who are doing this. So I like to share it with you on Sunday as well. And we now have it up on the PowerPoint. So please join me in reciting our prayer for prosperity. I affirm that God of my understanding is the source of all supply, including any money or unexpected income that comes to me. I affirm that my good is now flowing to me so richly and so fully that I have an abundance of money to spare and to share today and always. Next slide. I affirm that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. These words, which I now speak in faith, activate the law of universal good, and I gratefully accept the results. And one more slide. I bless all the good that is coming to me now. I bless the increase. I bless all the others in the Unexpected Income Program, and I know that we now prosper together in every way. I give thanks for this good. So it is, and so I let it be.
And just to remind everybody that there are 4 very easy ways to give into Unity. The first is just to go to our website, unitycharlottesville.org, and click on the little green button there, Donate Easy Money. When you do that, you'll get to the next slide, Bob. You get to that slide, and you'll notice that there is an area there for unexpected income if you'd like to contribute that way. The third way is to text to give. Actually, the second way is text to give. You can do that very, very easily on your phone. And the fourth way, or the third way, I've lost count. The third way is to download the Give Plus Church app on your Android or your iPhone. And there's very easy ways to give that way as well. And then the fourth way is to just mail your check or love offering to Unity of Charlottesville. So having said that, we just want to say to everyone how deeply we appreciate your generosity during this time. You know, we're not meeting in public. We've lost about $50,000 in rental income. And we still are managing to pay our expenses, our monthly expenses, and our staff. And it's because of your generosity. So we thank you so much for doing that. And let us affirm our blessing together, our love offering. You can go to the next slide. And together, divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. Twists and turns, unexpected, day by day, moving on. I don't have all the answers, come what may, right or wrong. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. Crashing waves touch the shore. Time moves faster every day. Ebb and flow, no control. All that's left to say is all we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. And help each other through.
Thank you, Rhonda and Blair, for doing that. Wonderful. And that is so true, isn't it? That is really why we're here this morning, why we stay together as a spiritual community, and why we continue to support one another in any way that we can. So just to give you some updates, to be honest with you, we're not sure about the end of summer picnic. It really all depends on what the COVID situation is. And we don't really have a full team yet to help us with that. So I'm not sure about that. And then we are still planning or having the intention to come back on September 6th for our Sunday services. I think we do have enough people to help us with that. And of course, we will continue to live stream if you're not feeling safe to come to church. we'll continue to live stream on Zoom and Facebook and our website. So just to let you know about that. We'll talk more about this in the coming days. Next slide, please. It's Patricia. Oh, Patricia, you have to unmute. You have to unmute, Patricia. You can't unmute.
I can't do it.
Yeah, there you are. You're
Got
there.
me muted.
Yeah, you're there. Go ahead.
Okay, now I'm on. Thank you, thank you. I could not get unmuted. Isn't that weird? So anyhow, here we are with our new class. Oh, Don said the 2 times that we're doing it, 10 to 12, starting on Wednesday. He didn't mention or. So 7:15 to 9:15, you can take either the morning class or the evening class. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. And we start this Wednesday. It's going to be six classes. You can also get SEE credit as well. This is going to be a very dynamic class, as you can tell. We are not only looking at a lot of the materials that Myrtle and Charles wrote and how they came upon their own healing journeys, but we will be doing an experiential part in each of the classes. And other years when I was able to do this class in person, I can share with you that 2 of the people healed themselves of cancer, and another person went into remission for another kind of debilitating illness that they had. So the possibilities of healing are very, very possible here in this class. If you haven't signed up already, I really encourage you to do so. No one will be turned away if that amount of 75 is too much for you. Don't worry about that. Just call the office, get in touch with through the website, and we'll see you on Wednesday. It's going to be wonderful. Thank you so much. And every Wednesday, we have a prayer and share. Next slide, please. Prayer and share is now at 6:30, temporarily change of time because of the class that starts at 7:15. So this has been a very dynamic time as well. And we have a wonderful group of strong prayers. Please join us any Wednesday.
Next slide, Bob. So we send out this on a weekly email, Healing Racism and Upholding Ethnic Fairness. This is a program from the Association of Global New Thought, of which Unity of Charlottesville is a member. This is being conducted online on Zoom by Reverend Dr. Marla Regal, who's at Unity Church in Columbine in Colorado. And there's a way to register there, which you will see on your weekly email links. So if you get that, and if you're interested in really exploring racism, this is a very well put together program of 3 classes that meets on Thursday nights. And the next slide, we just want to let you know that our prayer partners, our healing helpers, our pastoral care team is ready to serve you. If you have any prayer needs or pastoral needs, please don't hesitate to either email or call. And finally, just our virtual fellowship. If you'll stay on right after the service, we will have our virtual fellowship. And it's a great opportunity for people just to share together. So we have Kate, I think, standing by. Kate, are you there? Kind of, sort of.
I hear you.
Oh, you hear me? Great. Excellent. Hi. Yes, I got kerfuddled by the
spotlighted.
We can't see you.
There you are. There you are. Okay.
Hello, Hello. So here I am
Oh, there you
reporting
are.
from Youth Education Land. And what I want to share with you this week is our July birthdays in Youth Ed. The ones I'm aware of, we have Will, who turned 11, and Mia, who turned 13.
Oh,
So
cool.
happy birthday to Mia and not brother Will. So happy birthday to you all, and any other kids in our youth ed program who had birthdays. Parents, I'm going to be reaching out this week to make sure I have everybody's birthdays listed so we can send out some birthday love to you all whenever it comes. So let's share in our youth education mission statement. Whenever it comes up.
There it is.
Here we go.
Children.
So honoring our kids and parents and teachers wherever you are in the world, children, uniteens, YOUers, teachers and parents, you are loved, special, and important. It's so true. And my cat thinks so too.
You have to unmute again, Patricia. Can you unmute Patricia there?
Thank you. Thank
There
you.
you go. Okay.
Okay. So we're very, very grateful you were all here today. You know, we don't do this alone. We do it through the energy that is created with everyone who is present. So thank you for that. And we hope that you will stay on for the virtual fellowship. It's usually about 15 minutes. And we just get a chance to discuss some things that came up from the service. I'm sure Don will have a question for us. And thanks again for being here. Thanks for all the help as well.
Yeah, we want to thank Ann and Mark and John and Bob and Aisha and Blair and Johnny and Rhonda. So we thank you all. And we'll stay on for the prayer for protection. Actually, the prayer protection comes on right now. And let's join together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Peace, everybody.
Peace.